The Midland Railway's Nottingham to Melton Mowbray line. It's one that I'd pretty much overlooked over the last year and a half. It's often talked about the Great Northern Railway's Derby-Friargate line. You've got the Great Central line, obviously, but the Midland line between Nottingham through Edwalton, it's now part of the Old Dalby Test Track and off towards Melton Mowbray. It opened on the 1st of November 1879 to goods traffic, and in 1880 opened to passengers on the 2nd of February. So I'm on an embankment. I've got West Bridgford just a little way over there. The cricket ground is right next to me, and the 2 football grounds and the River Trent the other side of that. So I'm going to try and follow the course of the track bed. I'm going to get down from this embankment. I've got to walk around West Bridgford itself and then pick it up just the other side of this area. But the journey of this line did not start here. It originated over there at the Nottingham Midland station, taking a short course now which follows the Ladybay Bridge road, the A6011. So I think what we need to do is get ourselves over to the River Trent and just take a quick look at the Ladybay Bridge, which was formerly the rail crossing and then later used and repurposed as the A6011 road that it is today. So looking at the map, thanks to railmaponline.com, you can see Nottingham at the top of the screen, and southeast you've got Melton Mowbray. And that is the full length of the Nottingham to Melton Mowbray line that we're looking at today, surrounded by all those other railway lines. It's that yellow one heading from north to southeast. And jumping in a little bit closer, so again you've got Nottingham at the top of the screen and Edwalton towards the bottom, and the start of the Old Dalby Test Track. And there's West Bridgford, where we're beginning our walk today. So I've jumped back to Ladybay Bridge, now carries the A6011. Nottingham a little bit over there, and off towards West Bridgford just over there. The Nottingham Forest football ground is on the other side. You see it's got the 5 brick arches leading on to this fine trellis structure. Abandoned in 1968 as a railway, plans were then drawn up to convert it into the road that it is now. And the work wasn't completed until 1979. There was a full repaint of the bridge back in 2010 and 11, and you know, it's still nice that it's still being used today rather than demolished like a lot of them are. So a quick look at the map to see where we are. So that's the River Trent. Look, you can see Trent Bridge and also Ladybay Bridge, which used to carry our former Nottingham to Melton Mowbray railway line. And West Bridgford, where we were at the beginning of the film and we'll be returning to, is just below there. Right, next up I need to find myself over to the A606, that's Melton Road, just over the other side of West Bridgford, where we're going to pick up the track bed yet again. So I'm at Melton Road, West Bridgford, you can see where the track bed came across. We're going to take it up here and actually follow the course of the route off towards Edwalton station. I believe that opened in 1880, but we'll talk about that a bit further down the line. So let's get ourselves around here, up the steps and onto the railway embankment. So one last look at the map and we'll see West Bridgford where we're leaving this behind, and we're going to be heading off to Edwalton and the start of the Old Dalby Test Track, and you could just see the A52 just there. That is where we'll be finishing today by the Edwalton golf course. So again, a slightly different view of where the line once came across. You can see there's buildings there now, there's apartments. Track embankment shot across like that over Melton Road and heading off towards Ladybay Bridge and then on to Nottingham Midland Station. Now it is a surprisingly short route to walk along, because you think if this is a railway closure between Nottingham and Melton Mowbray, that's it, it's gone, built on. But it's not. We're only going to get to the other side of Edwalton, the amount of route that we can actually walk, and the track is still down. And it was turned into the Old Dalby Test Track. So here's our first bridge on the route. Look, this is Devonshire Road down there. Brick wall on both sides. We're only going to see housing estates on both sides. That's looking back towards West Bridgford. Now the test track itself was originally converted for testing the APT, the Advanced Passenger Train. Around about 30 years later, they were testing the Pendolino, the Class 390. More recently, some London Underground S stock. So let's head off down here and see what else we can find. Immediately look, I found well, it's only a tree, but it's still got some remnants of ballast remaining on. Look at that. It's absolutely smashing. Okay, let's plod on. There's a little something, isn't it, in the trees? It's alright, isn't it? An old relic lost in time. I wonder how many people would have walked past that and had no idea that it was anything to do with the railway which once thrived along this route. The sheer size of this area that's surrounding me, it's absolutely huge. West Bridgford over to Edwalton. I mean, surely this would have been hugely beneficial to have had this line open. I know a lot of lines would have been beneficial to have stayed open, but wow, you know, the number of people that must live in this catchment area. Just looking through here, look, there's an old drain, another one of those, look, but look at this old, wow, the old blue brick going into a culvert, look, that's great. As you can see, it does carry on for some distance before burying itself under the ground there. I think it's going to come out the other side. You'll notice that there's no drone footage on this because it's so built up. So, playing by the rules, we're not going to be mucking about with that. There it is again, coming out the other side, look. I've never seen one of those built along a railway I've walked so far that looks just like that. Now where we are right now is a housing estate, look. But there used to be a spur going off really short off into the Ludlow Hill brickworks. Now I've no idea when this opened and I've no idea when this was closed and demolished, but it's just to say that there was a little turn off just down there onto what is now built up Ludlow Hill Brickworks. Pressing on, we're coming up to a bridge, so I'll see you down there. So on the approach to Boundary Road, and I think that is going to be the final point on this section that we're looking at. You can see we're in quite a deep cut in either side. Still got the drainage over there. Quite a steep cutting on that side. It looks like there's been quite a bit of mudslip. And the kids have been having fun on that. So Boundary Road is dead ahead. Old telegraph pole on the left, look, it's got a bird box in the middle. Still got a couple of the old brackets at the very top as well. There's another one just there, look, it's still got brackets at the top from carrying the lines or the cables. This is Boundary Road, this has clearly been infilled, look. So we're going to make our way up to the top onto Boundary Road and see if there's anything else on offer for us to look at over the other side. So yeah, crossed over Boundary Road, and the route does in fact continue a little way longer off towards the former site of Edwalton station. Let's see if we can get down there as close as we can to the former site of the station. So really not a great deal to see after leaving Boundary Road. Got the Rushcliffe School, which the route goes alongside. Obviously I don't believe the school was there when the line was open, but it's pretty bland, nothing to see. The site of Edwalton station is just over that brow. So this just confirms the track bed is filled in between Boundary Road and this is Mashins Lane. You see the bridge, it's buried almost. I'm going to see if we can get a bit closer to that. So we've got to go up there in a moment because the station was the other side. There's an old coping stone there, look at the size of that. You can see the first arch of the bridge, but it looks like it's been bricked up before it was infilled. There's another one around here, look. There we go. So got the arch going over, but filled in. That looks like concrete and brickwork. And if we just go down here, there's the third arch just there, look. Again reinforced with concrete. What a shame we never actually got to walk under this one, and it was completely filled in. So I'm assuming on the other side it's all been built on and is filled in evermore. So looking down the other side, look, is nothing there, fenced off gardens and houses. There's the route back towards West Bridgford that we just come from, Boundary Lane, about a quarter of a mile down there. Let's get ourselves over this bridge. The site of the station was just there, but I don't think we're going to get anywhere near that today. See, the other side of the bridge is just there, look, I can't get down there, private land, all fenced off. Just wanted to point out to you the other side of the bridge, and again the station was just over there. Now, designed by the company architect John Holloway, it was opened in November 1979 to goods traffic. A little while later, passenger services commenced. I believe this was the 2nd of February 1880. as I said previously, all gone. We're off the track bed now. That was a little bit further down there. We're going to push on and see if we can just get into Edwalton itself and see the start of the Old Dalby Test Track. So as the route did progress along the course of the line, there was a good shed, and then it reappeared on the A606 Melton Road. You remember that back in West Bridgford, where we first got onto the embankment and made our way towards Boundary Road. So that is going to be our next port of call, back on the A606 Melton Road, and we'll see if there's any kind of bridge that remains there. Okay, there's Melton Road, and that was once the site of the overbridge where the A606 went over, the line came under, so West Bridgford back that way, went underneath, come out the other side and headed off towards the golf course, which is on the left, and the A52 about a quarter of a mile further down, and also the starting point of the Old Dalby Test Track. Let's get ourselves down there and we'll see what lies there. So about 100 yards down there, you've got Melton Road, the A606, and the track bed is still there. Look at the cutting. Next, we met by the golf course over there. This little embankment, which I think is the remains of an old bridge, look, because we've still got these abutments either side, look. Look at that, that's brilliant, isn't it? So the leftovers of an old bridge, may have been like farm access. And here it is on the other side, look. Let's just step back the other side of the gate and you can see it for what it is. Just there and just there. Now, still got one of the supports there, look, for the bridge. And I'm trying to make out what that say, Leeds? Littleborough, maybe? Right, I'm going to attempt to go down here. I'll see you at the bottom. Right, we've made it down onto the track bed for this final little section. It's a little bit I didn't expect I was going to get anywhere near. So there's that bridge that was demolished just out of sight, just there where we've just come down. It's an old farm access gate there. It's still heavily ballasted down here, and it's pretty wide as well. We ain't going to get very far up here because the track is down a little bit further up for the test track. Going nowhere near that, but I'm hoping to get a little glimpse of it if I can. So a huge piece of concrete laid just there, and I wonder if that came from the bridge a little further up there. It used to be there. Seems a bit far for it to come down. Hell of a lot of ballast still down there, look. Not really sure if that's anything of any resemblance to the railway. It's been cut off, whatever it is, but it doesn't look like it's got a solid foundation. We're getting closer and closer to the A52. Now the route I'm walking now is still heavily ballasted, but it's nicely worn down. I've seen the odd thing like a telegraph pole and a blue brick drainage channel, as I've just shown you. It's getting more and more overgrown though the further I get down here. Look at this, got ourselves a bit of rail. It's just rail that's been dumped there. It's not fastened down to sleepers or anything, but it's there. And there's another little view of it a little further up, look. Right, so I've left the track bed about 20 metres up there, come around this footpath beside the golf course. You just make out through there, try and get a better picture of it. There's the buffer stops. That's where the disused line turns into the Old Dalby track bed. I'm going to try and take a picture of that so you can see it a little bit closer. Right, so on the other side of the buffers now, they are right through there. You might just be able to make out a little bit of red. And you can see the track just there, look. So, I think that might be about as far as we're going to go. I might wander up to the A52, which is about a quarter of a mile there, and see if we can have another look at it from there. Right, that's as far as we're going to go. So the line, it's in the embankment now, look. So the buffers was about 100 metres up there where the track started. Continuing on, the other side of the trees is the A52, which passes underneath the line. The line then goes double track, I believe, the other side of the A52, or not far after, and heads off towards Stanton Tunnel and Melton Mowbray. I followed the track bed. I'm back in West Bridgford now. Journey's end. I do hope you've enjoyed this video. If you want to see more of this kind of content, smash that subscribe button, hit the notification bell, like, and please do comment. Take care, I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.